Thank you, Ajay, and welcome. Good afternoon to everybody. I just pray that everybody is safe and spirited. And thank you once again, Ajay, for selecting such a good subject for me, capsular support devices, the beginner's dilemma. In the language of the McDonald's, I am loving it. I'm loving it because I always consider myself as the beginner and I can very well visualize what are the beginner's dilemma and problems. And and thank you for letting me play in this wonderful innings of but dangling lances. I do not have any financial interest in any of the products. Now, why capsular support devices are required? Surely, the answer will be whenever we feel that the capsular, zonular support is not strong. Because the weak zonular support increases the risk of intra and post-operative complications like posterocapsular rupture, vitreous loss, the nucleus may be dropped, the whole lens may be dropped, IOL may be dropped, IOL can decentralize. If it is not in the table, then later on. So capsular support devices facilitate the back stability during the surgery and prevents these complications and ensures the IOL centration. Now, these are certain conditions where we get the zonulopathy. This is more of an academic slide. Now, the approach is basically on, as Dr. Chitra has mentioned, that etiology, whether it is non-progressive or progressive, and a grading of the zonular dialysis, and whether it is localized or there is a diffuse sparing of zonules. Dr. Chitra has already mentioned all this, but I am just highlighting because highlighting will definitely benefit the beginner. Now, how to grade the zonular weakness? Minimal, mild, moderate, and severe. When there is no clinically overt loss of the zonules, and we can faintly see a phacodonesis, maybe focally accentuated, it is minimal. And when there is a clinically overt zonulolysis, but it is less than 4 clock hours, then it is a mild. When it is 4 to 8 clock hours, that means in terms of degree it is 120 to 240 degree, then it is more moderate and there will be definite phacodonesis gross and severe. The lens is practically dangling in the anterior vitreous phase because it is more than 8 clock hours loss. We have got two different types. Already Chitra has shown that capsular retractors, they are like pupillary hooks. They are universal almost. Implants, there may be circumferential, like capsular tension ring, and the modified versions of it. And there may be localized, that is CT segments, that's a capsular tensions segments. The goals of the implants and purpose of the implants are different from the goals and purpose of the retractors. The implants apply outward force at the equator, which is distributed in the entire capsular surface circumference, but it doesn't support the bag in the anterior posterior direction, but it stabilizes the lens beautifully, gives a good IOL centration, and reduces the capsular contraction force CCF in phimosis prone conditions. But sometimes it interferes with the cortex aspiration also. On the other hand, the capsular retractors provides the focal support as the artificial zonules during phacoemulsification, of course, in the anterior posterior direction, but it doesn't have any supportive function once it is removed, and neither it can prevent phimosis, but it has got a good effect that it doesn't interfere with the cortex aspiration. When to insert? Definitely retractors are inserted immediately after CCC and hydro, otherwise it doesn't have any role. And implants anytime after CCC, I prefer at a later stage if the situation permits. My management protocol is like this. The minimal, I will go for a three-piece lens and select see the site of the suspect and put the rigid haptics in that direction if it is not progressive during the surgery. In the mild, I will go for a simple CTR with or without retractor. But in the moderate, I will start with the retractor and go for a combination of CTR plus CT segment or a modified CTR. In the severe, I will go all the way, everything possible. If everything is not adequate, take out the lens and go for the alternative IOLs, Sussard IOL, glued IOL, AC IOL, iris fixated IOL, etc. So my request to the beginners is not to start any case of the jonular lysis unless and until you finish 300 to 500 good capsular axis and good phaco. And if you have that, then you can go for minimal and mild, but moderate you start only after you have got a 4 figure under your belt, and severe you never try unless and until you have got exposure to these alternative IOLs and you do not have a vitreoretinal colleague with you. This is my last slide, but it is very important for the beginner because the beginner will have hiccups. Number one hiccup, that the leading edge hits the capsular fornix and doesn't progress. What to do? My advice will be just withdraw a little bit or totally, fill up with visco and reinsert. CCC too small, there may be problem with the CTR release, it may be prematurely released, and sometimes it may go to the sulcus. In that case, it pushes the back, causing further dialysis, so it is dangerous. CCC too large, the entire CTR may be extruded to the sulcus, and sometimes we may be oblivious to it. In both these conditions, I will again suggest that do 300 to 500 well controlled, well centralized CCC for 4.5 to 5 millimeter, then go for these cases, because that is very important to put a CTR before knowing whether your CCC is too small or too large. The hook is not released from the eyelet, no problem. Just use the repositor to gently tap. And if you have, the last one is very important, that capsular retractor may not be very friendly to be to the CTR or the CT segment. If it is CTR, leave the retractor for while inserting the CTR, and guide the CTR posteriorly to the equator. And if it is CT segment or modified CTR, then release the retractor before completing insertion. I had a video, but I do not have the time. I just say that it is a moderate, the dialysis. We can see that 180 to 200 dialysis. And here I would just show that how meticulous our CCC should be there, so that we can retract with the retractors very nicely. And in that case, we will not see the jonular lysis, but that is temporary. So we will put a permanent one, that is the CTR. And at the end, I will be putting one CT segment also. That is already shown. My take home message is that courage and confidence is very, very welcome, and it should be there, but overconfidence may be dangerous at times. So please be selective in your case. Do not take a progressive cause etiology, and take only the minimal and mild ones. Thank you so much, Ajay. Once again, I conclude with my repeating my wish to everyone to stay safe and spirited.